bonus vid.
Greetings, my fellow gamers. It is I, Wraith King, and today I am talking about something that I personally have been wanting to talk about since the beginning of my YouTube journey here. And ever since the beginning, the same thing has been bugging me as well. So I'm glad I finally get a chance to talk about the state of gaming. But before I begin, I just wanted to tell you guys, first, remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, because I like to talk about games, and I like to play games on this channel a whole bunch, and the best way for you to keep track of that is by subscribing, so I highly recommend you do that. Another great thing is my newest Warframe video. It is probably the cringiest video I've ever made, but for some reason it's one of the most viewed Warframe videos I've had in quite a while. It's been doing way better than any of the Warframe videos I've made, so definitely give that a check out. I was not expecting that to do so well. I had some fun making it, and it's I guess you guys are having fun watching it, and that makes me really happy. I'm glad that it's entertaining for you guys, so check that out too. I highly suggest it. It's so stupid, but I loved making it. But anyway, the state of gaming has been bothering me for quite some time, and as you guys know, I'm not super into gaming. There are some games I do play frequently, but I cannot call myself a gamer because, for the most part, I don't really care about games all that much. I am more of an artist, and I usually find myself completely just fooling around in games most of the time. And whether there is a gripping story or not, I just can't take it seriously because it's a game, and I just can't help but have fun with it. So I'm not a huge, serious, big-time gamer. I'm not the type of guy that you would see playing games for hours and hours and hours just to get to the top of the leaderboard. No, I'm not that type of guy. I play games for fun, and that's what it's going to be probably forever. So when this is coming from me, there's definitely something wrong. Back when I was a kid, gaming was pretty simple. I mean, you had your Nightmare Creatures, you had your Diddy Kong Racing, and you had all the N64 games. I played so many of them. Gexa Through the Gecko. I have played a lot of the classic games. My favorite had to be Nightmare Creatures, though, because that game was just, it was ridiculous. I don't even remember what the story was. It was just the fact that you could play as monsters using cheat codes, and you could just completely just break the game sometimes. It was just a really fun game, and they had a sequel which was really good. That one seemed to be a little more story-driven. The other one was story-driven too, but something about it was just over-the-top ridiculous, and I think it had something to do, of course, with the graphics back then, but mainly it was just so fun what they did with the monsters. I hope they make another one of those. Somebody make another Nightmare Creatures. But yeah, the point is games were really simple back then. It was just make a great game and people will buy it. That's kind of the point. But nowadays, you make a live service game and people will spend more money on it, and that's pretty much the only reason you want to make the game. It seems like a lot of people are going completely away from what games were originally meant to be anyway. A game is supposed to be just that, a game. It's meant for fun. And unfortunately, there are some seriously crazy people out there that are in charge of these gaming companies. I hate to bring EA up, but you know what? I have to say it because they're a great example. They use gaming as a business, and yes, you can use gaming as a business, but at the end of the day, it's still a game, and people play it for fun, and it is an art, if you think about it. It's like a painting. If there's no soul put into that painting, then why is anybody going to buy it? And the artist clearly isn't having a good time making that art, so of course it's not going to be the best thing. It's going to be the most soulless piece of artwork ever if the artist is just making it for money. So, knowing that, that's what EA is doing right now. That's the type of games they're pumping out. They're just soulless cash grabs that they themselves don't really care about the game. The only thing they care about is the profit that comes off of the game. And we have creators like that out there. The games are just going to get worse and worse, and not just economically. They're going to just be bad games in general. Some of them are going to be broken and all over the place. We're going to be seeing glitches and completely careless design. We're going to be seeing so many horrible things from these games, and of course the newest Fallout game is a great example of that. Of course they have opened and said, yeah, they're sorry about it, but we all know why they made that game in the first place. It is a open cash grab. We all know that's why they made it. They didn't make it to please the fans. They didn't make it because they really enjoyed their franchise and they cared about it and they wanted to make a follow-up to their franchise. No, they did it just because they wanted to make money. And we're going to start seeing more games come out like that, unfortunately. And that really worries me as someone who does enjoy games. Because as I said, I had some very great memories with the games I had when I was a kid. When my mom and dad bought those games for my brother, me and my brother loved those games to death. We would love playing them together. There were fighting games. I remember Tekken. I remember all the original games that came out all the way in the 90s. We played a lot of the N64 ones and the PlayStation ones when the PlayStation was released. And the Dreamcast, I'm going to go on and on about those memories because there were some crazy fun games that came out back then. But what about the kids today? They're going to have memories of Fortnite. They're going to have memories of all these games with toxic communities and all that kind of stuff. And the toxic thing is a whole nother story in itself, but let me just say this one quick thing. It's another thing that's kind of tearing down games. It's the fact that the communities are just so toxic to people. I mean, seriously. I mean, if you just use a mic in a Call of Duty game, there's going to be someone cussing someone out. There's going to be an argument, when in reality it's a game and everyone should be having fun together. And that's just crazy to me. And when people are feeling this uncomfortable with games nowadays, it kind of just makes me wish that maybe they should play some of the older games instead of playing some of the newer ones, because I have nothing but positive memories from when I was a kid playing those old school N64 games. And my brother, he played, I think it's called the Game Gear. My brother had played a lot of different really old games, like the classic Contra, and I'm trying to remember all the other ones because I was born in 94, so I can't remember some of the games that came out before I was born. But yeah, there were a lot of fun games back then, and I have nothing but positive memories from them. But from these games nowadays, I have a mixture of negative and positive memories from all of them. Like Warframe, the community has been awesome on that, but some of the other games I've played, the community's been terrible. And it's not just the community. I'm going to try to leave that out for a minute, but really, it's just the games these days have been complete, just soulless, blank pieces of paper. There's no soul put into them anymore. And don't get me wrong, I don't want to put all the games in the same boat, because there are some very talented artists out there that create games and create them because they have a passion to, and they have a vision, and they want other people to enjoy that vision. There are games that are being released like that nowadays, plenty of them. A good example is Hideo Kojima's newest game, Death Stranding. I want to play that game on the channel a little bit. I don't want to spoil it, but I like to play it just a little bit for you guys once I get my hands on it. But my point is, there are some artists out there that do put a lot of heart and soul into their games, and it shows too when you play it. But a lot of the popular games, like the AAA games we've been seeing, have been nothing but soulless cash grabs, and it's obvious that they are. But you know what? No matter what I say, no matter what anybody says, I know for a fact that the people who create these soulless conveyor belt garbage, they don't care. They really don't. The only thing they care about is if whatever comes out that conveyor belt makes them money. That's all they care about. And unfortunately, we're going to keep seeing it. And unfortunately, kids these days are going to have memories of these horrible, beyond horrible microtransactions. All of this is going to be in their memories. All because somebody didn't give a flying fig about what their game was about. They just wanted to make money. I don't know, guys. I just thought I should talk about this eventually because, as I said, I love games. I love playing them. And I have great memories, and I just can't stand the fact that some of these kids are exposed to these ridiculous games that are being released by, you know what, I'm not even going to say the company's name. You guys already know. There are so many companies that I want to spit out my mouth right now again, but I'm not going to say their names anymore. But hopefully we won't see this happen anymore. I really hope we won't be seeing too many more of these games. And you know what? If these companies keep going down the path that they're taking, there's going to be some people out there that just get sick of it. They're going to get sick of these conveyor belt games that they keep releasing. And then they're just going to stop buying them. They're just going to go out of business because of it. People aren't stupid, and they're not going to be buying your games forever. I'm just saying. Well, that's all the time I have left for this video, my fellow gamers. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more. I will be making more videos like this in the future about anything. Today I wanted to talk about how I felt about the state of gaming. And I guess the next bonus video, I don't know, maybe I'll talk about a movie or something. I don't know, maybe an anime. I kind of wanted to review a Kame ga Kill, but I have a negative opinion on that. I don't know how well it's going to be received. But yeah, I guess I'll think about it. Anyway, take it easy for me, my fellow gamers, and please, please do have a blessed day. And try to stay away from the games that are conveyor belt games. You guys know what they are. Just don't buy them, alright? Take it easy, alright? Bye. Apologies for the strange cut, but as I was editing, I noticed something very unusual about this picture. Apparently, Nightmare Creatures was made by Activision. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. What happened to you, Activision?